On the 8th day of Kitsuke, my musubi will be Suehiro musubi. Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to be looking at a musubi called the Suehiro musubi. Suehiro means sunrise, and when this musubi is completed, it looks like there's a sunrise coming up over the horizon of the otaiko of the musubi. This musubi is appropriate for fukuro obi, so let's get started. For this musubi, you will need a fukuro obi, a koshi himo, an obi jime, an obi age, and an obi makura, and a clip is optional. Start with the obi in your right hand. You will have two edges, the folded edge and the open edge. The open edge you want to have up at all times. Bring the obi around your back from your right side and over your left shoulder. The open edge should be the one facing you. The ideal length is having your obi hit the bottom of your obi-ita. So this is good. And I'm going to wrap. When you reach this point, you'll see a lot of extra fabric up here. What you want to do is you want to reach underneath your obi and pull it down so you have a nice even line up here. And I'm going to wrap one more time. When you get to this stage, take the tare saki, the long end, in your right hand, and take the te saki, the short end, in your left hand, and give it a pull, and drop the te saki. Next, you're going to want to twist them. The te saki going under the tare saki. Next, you're going to take your te saki and open it up, probably about a hand's width down. You're going to want to make 5 mountains. So I'm going to make 1, 2 mountains, 3 mountains, and on the other side there's 4, and there's 5. 5 mountains. And I'm going to take a hair elastic and I'm just going to secure them in place. There we go. Next, you're going to want a koshi himo. Start from the middle. Place it on the back of your obi. Bring the other edges around. And you're going to make a slip knot. Just like that. This part will end up being your sunrise. What you want to do is you want to place it on your back above the knot, so right about here. First, make sure that your koshi himo ties are spread out and bring it up like that. Bring the koshi himo ties around to your front and tie them fairly tightly. It will stop your sunrise from slipping beneath the horizon, so to speak. There we go. Perfect. Next, you're going to need your obi makura and your obi age, and we're going to create a nijuudaiko musubi. So you want to measure off about 30 centimeters or so. You might have to do some trial and error with this to figure out where the right point is. I've used this obi many times before, so I know that about there is where I want the top of my makura to be. And I fold the rest of the fabric over. At this stage, you have two goals. Goal number one is to make the top of your obi flat and even. There we go, and high as possible. There we go. Oh, I have a little extra sticking out there, so I'll even that out. There we go. Second goal is I want the double layer to be longer than the single layer, and it is. That should be alright. I'm going to give it a slight more length, just because I can. There we go. Now bring it around the back. Even everything out. And you want it up and over the knot. I'm going to bring it up like that. Find your makura ties and pull them tight. And go ahead and tie them. And tuck it in. And your obi-age, you're just going to do a temporary knot for now. And check that your sunrise is high enough. If it's not, you can always just give it a good pull up. There we go. Next, you're going to form the otaiko of your musubi. You're going to need your obijime, and you're going to want to find the middle. Go around to the back, find the double layer, and place your obijime between the double layer and the single layer, as you can see. Take the double layer and flip up. Grab with one hand, and with the other hand, move the extra fabric up. Your tail should be about the length of your pointer fingers. That's pretty good. Okay. And bring your obijime around. Right now I'm going to do a temporary knot. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust. You see how it's angled this way? I don't want that. So I'm going to put my hand in just to hold everything in place. I'm going to slide the obijime up very gently, so it's still catching everything it needs to, but it's at a better angle. There we go. Now I keep the tension, because right now the obijime is holding everything in place, and I tie it. Last step is the obi-age. And I've shown you in previous videos how to tie it, in case you haven't seen those. Okay. Start with bottom third goes up, top third goes down to cover it. And then into half. Same on the other side. Just like that. Okay. And tie a knot. And 2 fingers against the knot. wrap your obiage around. Grab the other tail with the 2 fingers and pull it through. There we go. And just tuck the tails in, like that. There you are. Hi guys! I hope you've been enjoying the 12 Days of Kitsuke, both the information and the bloopers at the end. Today's blooper is not actually an outtake or a video blooper. It's a blooper that I made with the name of this musubi. Now, in my defense, when my teacher first taught this musubi to me, she did call it Suehiro. I still have the note from when she taught me that. And she did call it a sunrise musubi. And I think that's a totally legit name for it because it does look like a sunrise coming up over the horizon. However, when I looked up the kanji for Suehiro, it actually means a folding fan. Folding fan opening up like this. And that's also a totally legit name for this musubi. It does look like a folding fan. So that is my defense for why I called the folding fan musubi the sunrise musubi. Whatever you want to call it or however you want to interpret it, it's still called the Suehiro musubi, and I hope you enjoy tying it. Thanks a lot for watching. This is today's blooper, and I'll see you next time.